The president's political fire starter, immigration.
Democrats want to allow totally unlimited, uncontrolled, and unchecked migration, all paid for by you.
This season's campaign message builds on 2016's wall. In part, he attacks Democrats' support for protected communities that do not enforce federal immigration laws. At his Green Bay rally, President Trump boasted of already taking action to relocate migrants. But his own administration says that has not happened.
We're sending many of them to sanctuary cities. Thank you very much. I'm proud to tell you that was actually my sick idea.
NBC News reached out to the White House and Department of Homeland Security, but officials provided no response and previously stated legal and logistical issues make such a plan unworkable. While the words stir his base, actions sometimes do not come to pass, like repeated threats about the border.
We're going to close the damn border.
Portland, Oregon is a sanctuary city, and Mayor Ted Wheeler says migrants are welcome there. But the Trump administration has not started the process.
I haven't seen any evidence at this point that relocations are taking place. That's not to say they're not underway. That's not to say that the president hasn't already put the wheels in motion, but there's been no communication with my administration.
2020 candidate Trump taking on the newest Democratic entrant, Joe Biden, over immigration in a phone interview that aired today.
I said, is that really Joe Biden? He doesn't look the same to me.
The president also jumping on El Paso native Beto O'Rourke, who says some existing border wall should be removed.
So Beto O'Rourke wants to take down the walls. That means he's finished.
In this charged atmosphere, looking ahead to Tuesday, when President Trump will host congressional leaders here at the White House at the request of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for a meeting on infrastructure. That is an issue that both parties have long claimed they consider important and a place where they might find some common ground.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here. And click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.